Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another wondrous, another exciting Propagandacast from your host, ImperialDane, Master of Propaganda. We shall be watching here HOI Dots, and we'll just referring to him as Dots for the rest of this match here, fighting for Germany, for the Reich, for the 12th Panzer Division, going up against ImperialDane here, fighting for the Soviet Union and the 10th Rifle Corps. Concepts sneaking out there. Doctrines are Blitzkrieg, Spearhead and Fortified Armor. Clearly a fan of armor. Versus Reserve Army, Urban Defense Tactics and Mechanized Support. Not the usual sort of commanders you'd usually see with a Soviet player. Back here to Dots. Grenadiers on the way. More conscripts arriving here by the minute. 2 Grenadiers so far here for Dots. Pioneer heading south.
You found something? Grenadiers.
Some Grenadier squad arriving, and we're noting a 3rd squad of Grenadiers on the way. Also, slight heads up, I mean, there's already a patch up at the time I'm recording this, so this actually wiped out my entire reserve of replays, so just a note of this. One of the reasons I'm actually casting this match of mine.
We are ready for action.
So just a minor heads up there, for those curious. Also, I've begun streaming again. I'll be putting a link down in the description, by the way, to sort of keep you in remindance of that. So help with that. I stream every day between 9 and 11 PM Central European Time. But again, patch out. No specific for that, though. There's also coming out a patch next week, the 18th. Which shall add a few fun things. And knowing a console going up here to this engage this side of the church, there's only one window there, which basically means my console will be in any engagement there. In this case, it pulls back from the church, and I go straight up for the fuel point for that stage. I thought he was doing something here, but I apparently misread the tactical map.
Grenadiers reporting.
Which can happen. The MG42 now heading into sort of follow up on the Grenadiers. We're seeing here he's actually focused down most of his troops here into the south. Good job. They're actually sort of not spreading out too thin here from the German player. Myself having spread out, sort of trying to divine the position of my opponent and actually see if he actually spreads out far enough, which usually then allows me to sort of sneak in here. Conscripts here in a bit of an overwhelmed situation. Conscripts here engaging Grenadiers, taking up inside the house. Grenadiers hit Conscripts here following versus Grenadiers then from behind the wrecked tank. Conscripts here then will quickly need to get away. Molotov off. Rather failed to make much of an impression upon my fascist opponent. Grenadiers holding up reasonably well there. Victory points in the north being secured, with additional conscripts arriving there ever slowly. Quick Molotov down the Grenadiers. MG42 conscripts will need to fall back. Grenadiers bursting into flames, not having a fun day. Walking into the flames again, rather bold. Grenadiers right there, rather bold. Conscripts engaging the Grenadiers right here, which are much more out in the open, focusing them down. Though at the same time, he's probably doing the same here with my conscripts. Good job there, by the way, by Dots. And he's definitely winning up there. And there we go, actually sneaking up behind my conscripts here, rather turn this situation a bit perilous there as it gains in numbers a bunch. Although this Grenadier squad has taken heavy losses in the process. MG42 moving in. And doctrine has been chosen. So Reserve Army calling in a regular squad. And to those who keep asking, no, they are not partisans. They cannot pop out of buildings. Also, unlike partisans, their light machine guns do full damage. Also, they've got grenades, the partisans do not. So there are numerous differences there. Conscript need to quickly reinforcing it back into the fight. He's pushed up the center, secured that. North, though, is largely Soviet. Also noting here mines in this nice choke point. South, though, is fully within the realm of the Reich.
Grenadiers reporting.
MG42 quickly falling back here. And noting here he's gone for a pretty early Tier 2 with only 3 Grenadiers and an MG42. There's been engaged, and there go DPs open up from within the house, quickly cutting down Friedrich and forcing back the last remaining 2. Quick take up position here, trying to spot out where the MG42 is. And advancing across the broad front here. I mean, he's taking heavy losses and ultimately has been forced away. And he's getting a light machine gun. Getting the only squad which has 4 men, the light machine gun, which is a good move. Moving there against the MG42. The regulars moving up to secure the points, and also regulars can actually capture territory. Partisans cannot. Grenadiers with the lemon machine gun there sending up. Conscripts coming in, trying to get that MG42. I probably ought to have retreated right there, since I mean it's just being hunted down. But interesting enough, he does not, and we do see a Molotov going off there. A fungible of Fury Doom. MG42 almost cleared up. Then he's being engaged from several sides. Conscripts caught out in the open, and there we go. He actually gets cut down there on retreat, though it is impossible for me to actually retrieve it, considering all the fire being directed against me. So right there, Walter managed to cut off his fuel point, and now this is bold advance there. Panzer is now adding in. He's finally going to get some more serious firepower. The Grenadiers barely alive, being pushed back. Rather some serious pressure being leveled against Dots. Combat is falling back, going to take up. And meanwhile, the irregulars bring up with the DT light machine guns. Also known as the record player due to the particular magazine which is had on top. There we go, they're firing away there. Volumes of fire. Quick rough grenade there, and kills only one. Leaves the others, though, a bit unhealthy. Get another kill, though, there against the fascists. MG42 recruit. Panzer Grenadier arriving here to support the infantry at the front line. And hopefully push back the Soviet horde. Conscripts moving in there, getting caught, though. Grenadiers being inside the house. And a quick mortar there. Quickly bursting two grenades inside the flames. Inside the living room right there.
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
Light machine guns moving forwards. 3 victory points in the hands of the Soviet Union and the Soviet peoples at the time being. Slow advance here from Mr. Dots. DP equipped like regulars here firing away. Taking up in the heavy cover, like the Magnet unfortunately moving up. And right here I actually make a bit of a blunder. For some reason I miscalculated how much munitions I have, and I move in my regulars to get off a grenade, but I realised too late I don't have the munitions for it. I thus actually end up wasting the regulars utterly. Plus a Conscript squad here. Overall a bit of a blunder here from me that results in rather heavy infantry losses, which rather should in some regards give him a time here to actually get back in the field.
Standing by.
Deep submachine guns that are being equipped en masse.
This is a nice spot of land, and it is ours.
Still, be unfortunate to lose 2 infantry squads like that.
Schützen here.
Grenadiers,
At the same time,
ready.
some of his units are still rather bled out. And so in regards, that should still give me something of a breather as well, since he can't keep pushing out as quickly as possible, due to the fact he could easily risk a squad going down. Mine going down there just in case he appears with a flame for a half-tech to pursue my men down. There we go, mine went off there. Actually, again, he's being very aggressive, a bit desperate here. He's actually forced to use the MG42 to take territory like that. Conscripts in a bit of trouble, need to retreat, but again, the Panzer goes here and they take the wrong path. They chose poorly, in fact, running through the fire. And that's likely going to result. Nope, looks like in this case they got a bit lucky. He for some reason decides to pull off a bundle grenade. Mistake there. Pioneers moving straight into the, and he in fact lost the light machine gun grenades right there. Was too slow to retreat, and that's actually going to hurt him. Losing a grenadier with a light machine gun squad that quickly. Maxim arriving. Map dominance still in the hands of the Soviet Union for the time being.
It is cold.
And Conscript quickly going to pounce upon me again. He's forced to spread out, but at the same time, that's only going to make it easier for me to sort of overcome. And right there, one gunner down again. Rather depleted squad, and right here, for whatever reason, it actually takes them a whole second before they begin firing, and that actually allows the MG42 to escape, much to my chagrin at the moment.
Under fire!
Fresh grenadiers arriving. He could have gone for a Panzer Grenadier squad, I suppose,
Our sector.
but apparently opted not to. Right grenade here. I mean, that was a bit unfortunate. It's actually very well placed for some reason instead to do any damage. That was rather unfortunate for him, but there we go. Molotov off the grenades, not having to well found there. Veterans who on the Conscript. Max missed stopping the Panzers from advancing too far, and we're seeing the field gun up again. I'm worried a bit the state about to say something like a flame for a half-track arriving, but so far there seems to be no intent. In fact, we're seeing a bunker going up for him. In fact, he's taking up, so he's going to get armor, in which case, of course, the field gun will also do well. Another mine up, they're not quite the same position. And securing the northern victory point again, forces assembling.
Bunker is ready.
And there we go, bunker up, but he's lacking the munitions to actually upgrade. Again, most of the map so far lying in my hands, and also more importantly, the munitions, which rather hampers how many upgrades he can get. And that's sort of the one thing about Winter Polotny Therma. There's only one munitions point, and it's rather in the center, so that can easily force the other gentleman to have to get munitions caches if he wants more munitions. Quickly sneaking in there. But there we go, an absolutely well-timed grenade. Apparently was able to judge quite nicely the approaching distance right there. And actually sort of determine well. I mean, that's actually well played right there by Dots. Very well played. No doctrine from him as of yet. No doctrine, but over to the Dane. Now with the regular squad there with a light machine gun, more particularly the MG42. Conscripts holding up there. Panzer Grenadiers and Conscripts and Grenadiers linking up for a nice offensive push. He's holding back here. I mean, he could try and push forwards a bit more aggressively there or in the north. Besides, just here in the south, Conscripts moving down military points there. He's going to cut off the retreat path there most likely. Irregulars holding up here in the cold with their light machine guns.
Rifleman ready.
He seems to be a bit timid, but at the same time he's actually getting very aggressive with his gun, securing points here and there. And there you go, linking up behind him, behind my Conscripts. And right here I make a slight misjudgment. I rather assume he's going to try and move in close to my Conscripts. Right, he's actually doing the right thing. He's engaging them from range. And then, of course, afterwards, as they take damage, forcing them away. Right here goes the squad. So right there, that was a good engagement. He actually used his Panzer Grenadiers in the right way, which is you don't run up to people with submachine guns like that. You just engage them at middle range, because there your Panzer Grenadiers will have the advantage using their assault rifles. So, I mean, huge thumbs up right there to Dots. Well played. Good usage of the Panzer Grenadiers. I mean, don't run into submachine gun Conscripts. Engage them at range. But right there, though, he gets into a bit of a problem. Machine gun there firing away. And immediately we see two unfortunate Panzer Grenadiers dead in the road. Tragically so. Grenadiers then moving straight into the well. Was tempting here to sort of blob up a grenade, but he quickly pops off, and I don't waste the munitions. I mean, again, it's basically the same grenade as the Guards infantry, and that's actually quite a powerful grenade, which can actually wipe out a squad if well dropped. Rapid conscription tactics now available for the glory of the Soviet Union. Conscripting in to engage the Grenadiers from the other side.
Watch out!
MG42 securing points again. A sort of a hint to sort of, you know, how far he's a bit spread out in terms of losses, and rather have to push aggressive. But he's actually doing it reasonably all right, though. So not all bad. Tank Battalion Commando is up. No sign though of the armor support corps here.
We have it.
For Deutsche Freunden.
Partisans ready.
Area secure. There are no cowards here.
T-34 on the way, and with oh, actually suffered some more Conscripts losses. I will likely have to replace them soon, in fact. Again, that Panzer Grenadier move right there again was rather good. And again, I mean, I think a lot of German players can actually benefit from, again, realizing that your Panzer guns can engage from more range than just running straight up to the opponent. I mean, they're good at several ranges than just up close, thanks to their assault rifles. Again, assault rifles, not submachine guns. Assault rifles could engage in more than one range, and again, that's why the Germans made them. They rather realized that most engagement happened between the ranges of a bolt-action rifle and a submachine gun, and thus they came up with the assault rifle to sort of gain the advantage in the most fought-over spot. So, keep that in mind. Conscripts there flanking in on the MG42 flamethrowers being in there. Again, note that's a good flank, attacking from rather different angles, ensuring one would succeed. Forcing away the MG42 there. Trying to cut off my irregulars here. And there we go, in this case I just realised, you know, just get the hell out of there. T-34 arriving, opening up there with a 76mm gun. Or 76.2mm more specifically, and machine guns there on the Grenadiers, threatening to kill them. And there we go, in fact, Hans went down. Pioneers moving in, getting burned up. And there we go, support armor corps is now up for Dots. Pioneers being pushed away.
How can we help? Ears up.
But a bit lacking in infantry right now, and again that could give him the advantage. And there we go, Panzer Kampfwagenfear arrives to support the frontline effort. Mining up there. Immer gut.
Mines planted.
Also noting, in my case, I've actually got the bulletin for actually setting it up 10% faster, which usually means you're less likely to get spotted. Panzer IV slowly advances. T-34 hiding here, basically sort of catch anyone moving in there. Another field gun on the way. Also knowing here, I'm actually laying down a mine by the fire pit. I mean, on a winter map like this, I mean, it's not a bad idea since you can get the squad and also the fire pit at the same time. Right here, though, T-34 pulled slightly back there in front of the Panzer IV, despite you actually getting off it. Panzer advancing straight into all of this fire. Nice hit there from the Panzer IV. Panzer is suffering a bit. And engine damage, but I overpushed my luck there and lost another conscript squad. Heavy infantry loss right here for the 10th Rifle Corps as they are quickly bleeding out. Some rather aggressive and slightly reckless tactics on my behalf. I will definitely not deny that.
AT gun is ready for combat.
But the second field gun arriving, I'm a bit worried again. I've not seen anything that indicates vehicles. Again, I'm expecting armor. In fact, I was beginning to worry about I have to worry about a heavy Panzer Corps. We're moving in there, Panzer IV being engaged. Pack 40 arrives at the same time, field gun setting up, conscript squad moving in. In fact, the last conscript squad I have. T-34 went down, Panzer IV makes it behind the end of the house, showing my field gun, couldn't fire at it. Trying to get that mortar crew, but at the same time MG42 covering here. Nice position here. Ultimately dots forcing away, another conscript squad on the way. Need to replace those losses. And a push into the north. Apparently he's not quite paying attention, otherwise he might have suspected there's a mine up there. But he doesn't, and the result is almost the Grenadier squad there wiped out.
We have more conscripts at our disposal.
Mines can always end up paying off well for you.
Partisans ready.
Grenadiers moving in slowly, field guns pulling back.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
There you go, Grenadiers moving in, Irregulars moving up.
Resistance fighters ready.
Taking up position behind the wreck truck, and there you go, rifle grenade. And I'm simply too slow there.
Our lines have been
And we
cut.
quickly see here that the regulars get wiped out. The last woman here sadly not having the luck and getting dead in a, well, bit of shrubbery.
Squad standing by.
So that was rather unfortunate for me there.
Your command.
And definitely disadvantage, but there we go. Submachine guns, conscripts moving in against Grenadiers. Squad moving in from the north. More conscripts arriving. Need to quickly replace all those losses I'm quickly suffering right here before they give him too much chance to push ahead. Also mortar definitely providing a bit of pressure on me. Maxim flying away there. Panzer is out the hut there, giving him line of sight to bombard, pushing him there against the fuel in the north.
Your orders.
Things are slowly beginning to turn against me. The tides have turned. I've rather exhausted my initial manpower supply and need to quickly build them up again.
Well done, comrades. The point is ours. That
Pushing rather aggressively south for the time being. At the same time he's repairing his Panzer IV, which took a lot of damage right there in that engagement. And Panzer's here being spotted by the conscripts. Quick Molotov here. More submachines being handed out. Fun grenade going off. Oh, half the squad down. Heavy losses for the glory of the Soviet Union. And might get the squad there. Again, another squad right there. Definitely getting well out of there with his Panzer guns, although running straight through the fire, you know.
It is now
Less fortunate.
under our control.
Put down your tools and get behind something.
And an attempt here rushing to mortar crew, Granatenwerfer crew. MG42 also falling back, Pack 40 covering up here. But at the same time, that's rather even the northern positions rather open.
Ready for combat.
Combat is forced back, going in here for the northern victory point again. He's rather aggressive playing them because again he knows he's far behind. And there go another T-34 arriving. Likely sent in from an independent tank battalion. Usually the Soviets actually operated with more independent tank battalions that would usually be attached to rifle divisions and corps to provide them with armor support. I mean, that was something the Soviets and the Americans actually practiced, more independent armor units that could be attached wherever needed, whereas the Germans tended to only have them in more specifically armored units, panzer divisions, brigades, or panzer grenadier divisions, things like that. I mean, there was some difference there in sort of armored doctrine and how they could be utilized. Little fun fact there. A lot of units actually hang about here in the center for some indeterminate reason. Empty maximum crew here might want to fall back. Panzer IV providing cover here for the Pioniere. And be noting he's actually moving on for a heavy Panzer Corps. An interesting choice. I mean, he could perhaps get a bit more from here, but apparently opts for heavy Panzer Corps. We'll of course have to see how that goes. At the same time, I'm not entirely sure if getting only one tank from the support armor corps is very cost effective. But I suppose he could have just decided he wanted to sort of somehow stabilise the front line, give him a bit more punch. T-34 once more covering the victory point there. Again, ensuring they're sort of trying to keep the dominance there. Panzer is immediately taking heavy losses there to the T-34.
The enemy has our range!
Then it's quickly taking up position in the church taking a bit of a blasting. Sides collapsing due to rather intense Soviet fire. And back here to Dots. T-34 actually breaking through here the hedgerows a bit. Field gun coming under fire from a pack. Conscripts engaged Panzer IV and Pioneers. And flamethrower inside the church. Conscripts trying to rush the Panzerabwehrkanone. Conscripts reinforcing with the Pioneers. Might try and get the Pack 40 down there. T-34 moving into the centre as all of this is happening. Will be forced eventually inactive there, rushing hit the Conscripts to try and get off an anti-tank grenade. And failing to succeed to penetrate the frontal armour. Conscripts will need to fall back. Conscripts here range a lot of fire, and we also know he's gone Blitzkrieg doctrine. Though so far, there's been little of that. T-34 swings in here. I'm a bit worried about the Pack 40, so quickly sort of just make a quick hit and run and then pull back the other way. Hoping he hasn't laid down telemines, but he hasn't. Much to my luck.
Ready for orders.
Who is ready? Yes?
Could he be going for a Panther or a Sturmpanzer 4? Either could work out nicely depending on what he wants to go for. Conscripts here being hunted down, and we're seeing the Grenadiers quickly locking up the retreat path. He does quite well in punishing me for sort of, you know, slightly overextending or getting a bit too bold here. Well done there by Dots, well done. Additional T-34s arriving. Troops once more reinforcing, losses once more quickly mounting. A slightly, well, rather reckless play, again pushing me a bit on the back foot here.
It's cold.
Second T-34 with additional conscripts arriving. Overall though, despite my losses, I'm still maintaining a reasonable grip on the map. Now going in both T-34s, at least one of them, so trying to engage the Panzer IV. Getting a nice hit there, forcing away the Panzer Kampfwagen through, which by the way is getting close eventually too. Good job there, Dots. Gutes Arbeit. Grenadiers in a bit of a pickle. T-34 moving up as well to provide a bit of punch, but apparently not. Right here though, I should have pulled in both T-34s here to actually engage the Panzer IV. Instead I only send in one, that's a bit of a mistake. And right then I risk turning his Panzer IV veterancy too.
Capture complete.
Pack 40 firing here, he's using attack ground to sort of fire through the hedgerows. A nifty little tactic.
We've captured it.
MG crew slowly facing to death. Panzer is here, close to veteran 2. In fact, I will reach it, engage here, conscripts and flamethrower engineers. A few losses there, and a nice geballte Ladnung, causing quite a few losses there, and ultimately forcing away most of my forces. This time around, though, the conscripts actually make it out there, escaping the cold grasp of the Panzer Grenadiers. And again, pushing half the victory points. I mean, there's a lot more play around the victory points in this match than, you know, most others, I feel. And it's only for him side. Again, he needs to sort of pressure him because, again, I've really got him behind him. We're actually seeing he's going for the Sturmpanzer 4. He perhaps feels that with that he might have a chance of breaking through my lines with some 150mm gun action. And there you go, realising the Maxim needs to pull back, I do that. Also noting he's actually getting a minesweeper. Good move there though, he's not swept that one. There you go, the Sturmpanzer 4, a Sturmpanzer Abteilung having provided it. Usually Sturmpanzer Force were operating in own minor battalions, independent ones that could be sort of dispatched wherever needed. Mortar falling back to the fire pit. And I do believe it's time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is he's sort of got the map in terms of control. The victory points again are rather biting in the arse. In terms of sort of armour, he's in some regards actually got the advantage. He's certainly got more veteran army. He's also got the Sturmpanzer 4, so he's also got the heavier armour. On the other hand, numerically, I've got 2 T-34s and a T-70 arriving. I've also got more field guns, so I can in essence actually lay down a much thicker line of anti-tank fire versus him than he could versus me. So I mean, there are some differences there. And of course, he's constantly overextending himself at the moment, which certainly gives me sort of a more opportunity to strike back at him and throw him back as well. So there are some things he needs to be cautious about. And he certainly should consider getting up some mines, either S or telemine some spots, or perhaps a bunker. And that way, sort of, try and close up his lines a bit. Also, though, good, he's got 2 pioneers sort of effectuate repairs. He's also got some decent mix of machine guns, mortars, packs, whereas I've only got field guns and a Maxim. Otherwise, I'm largely relying on infantry and other such follies. In terms of doctrine, though, we've so far actually seen nothing of it. He's not utilised, say, some reconnaissance, tactical movement, Stuka support, no Befehlspanzer either. And certainly his doctrine is actually a pretty munitions heavy one, so he should consider actually getting a munitions cache, maybe in particular since he doesn't hold the munitions cache. I think so far has actually held it at all, at least for any longer period of time, except right there in a few minutes in the beginning when he actually held it, which is certainly not quite to his advantage. I mean, he could definitely benefit from having a better idea of what I'm doing, or say saving up for the Stuka close-air assault, so then quickly send in the Kanonenvogel to punish his Bolshevik foe from the skies. So there are definitely some ideas there that Dots should consider. Also, an interesting move here, I could actually try and follow up on that with a Panzerwerfer. I mean, considering this way I'm sort of laid out with field guns, Maxims and such, I mean some static positions thus supporting my more mobile elements, a Panzerwerfer could actually shatter my center and allow him to sort of push through there rather easily. And if my center got shattered, I'd probably quickly fall after that. So that would actually be a good idea for him to consider, plus it wouldn't cost nearly as much fuel as anything else. So that might be something for him to consider as well. For me, of course, I mean, I'm rather constantly short on infantry at the moment, but at the same time, I'm slowly building up towards something. I've got sufficient munitions, so I could actually consider using rapid conscription that way, sort of slowly mitigating the losses I'm constantly suffering in my fight against fascism. Also, I've got some tanks here, so definitely I can consider some more mobile play, and the reason I'm actually getting the T-70 is actually to punish his more smaller harassing units, so they're constantly driving that around, while the T-34s sort of try to act as a bulwark against his own tanks, and perhaps, act more to sort of push in aggressively other places. Also, another regular squad for some light machine gun fire could also be quite handy. I could also consider considering my doctrine, which again also opens up for the 152mm, how to actually set that up and actually begin bombarding him. That could actually be quite helpful as well. Deal with the MD-42, the mortar here, or for example, get his Pack 40 right here. So overall, saving up for that wouldn't be too bad an idea either. But there's definitely some things here. And overall, he's actually got the more veteran force than me, and again, that's definitely going to be one thing that could bite me in the arse. But let us return to the fight here. Sturmpanzer 4 moving through the blizzard. Panzer 4 so close to Reptile 2, but at the same time he's actually being surprisingly passive with he's not trying to say poke around, and again they're actually getting more time to sort of poke around elsewhere without having to worry about it. In this case we're seeing both tanks here, the T-34 and the T-70 actually supporting. Also note here actually making use of the conscript repair ability which you gain from reserve army to repair my tanks, but there we go. Sturmpanzer 4 moving ahead. Not sure why he actually shot there, in fact that only gave him away. And there we go, moving the field gun perhaps not pointing so well, can't shoot through the tree, but there we go, T-34 moving in.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
And there you go, actually ramming and succeeding in ramming it. Actually wasn't entirely sure of that, but figured I might as well try and keep my field gun here, chance of shooting in, plus the other field gun here. And we actually see here that the Sturmpanzer up, but there we go, popping smoke, Neven, and there we go, Panzer 4, Veteran 2 giving an armor, field gun king to fire here. At the same time as all of this is going on, I'm rather realizing, well, I got most of my armor up here, I will shift in and get behind him, more specifically, I'll try and catch the Pack 40. Panzer 4 needs to be careful though, with a field gun right here, in particular Veteran 2. There we go, Veteran 2, Panzer 4 taking an awful lot of damage, and there we go, tanks flanking the Sturmpanzer 4. Doing a bit of damage there, field gun joining in. But right here, my priority is actually the Pack 40. And there we go, T-70 to get off a hit. T-70 doing alright, and there we go, Pioneers got wiped out. And there we go, main gun got destroyed. T-34 moving in to finish it off somehow. T-70 down, field gun continuing to fire away here. Blizzard outlifts, Panther 4 kaput. A rather vicious engagement right here in the center all of a sudden. T-34 continues to move, and there we go. Field gun gets his Sturm Panzer IV. Sadly, Dots here was not able to get much out of his Sturm Panzer. Pack 40, oh, apparently he's a bit caught with something because he's not moving either way. Panzerabwehrkanone crew dead, and that rather opens things up for my T-34, which is slowly closing in on Neptune 2. At the same time, the Befehlspanzerwagen is desperately rushed in to provide some backbone here.
They're coming from behind. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Get off a nice hit there on the mortar crew. Pioneers need to be careful. There we go. Befehlspanzer opening up here. Pack being recruited. Engineers moving in. T-34, the already heavily damaged to the veteran tube attacks increases damage and rate of fire. But right here, note what he's doing. He's keeping it behind. I mean, overall, a Panzer forward command tank wouldn't have much of a chance. But in this situation, T-34 already damaged. If he can get behind it, he has pretty much a full chance of penetrating, even with the stubby guns. Right here, we are seeing another Befehls ace. Savings a day for the Reich. And again, don't underestimate the command tank. So right there, that was a rather brutal armoured engagement right here, seeing numerous tanks from both sides blown up, but in the end the command tank saved the day. But ultimately, again, I mean, this ended up being a huge waste of resources so far. And certainly perhaps the command tank would have been a nice choice, but another conscript squad gives up its life for the motherland, though more have arrived.
The sector has been cut off.
This squad retreating, and Panzer is close to getting veterans free, but don't quite succeed.
Panzer IV ready.
Field gun here recruit. And another T-34 quickly arrives from reserves.
Grenadiers ready.
Victory points are quickly dragging down here.
Schützen here.
And now we go, we're actually seeing tactical movement. Tactical movement sort of quickly getting somewhere, but in this case, quickly into the clutches of his Bolshevik opponent. Still, not a bad idea to sort of quickly grab back some territory overall. I mean, so far he's actually using this and this and this, but no this or that.
Our opponents are seizing the sector.
MD-42 needs to be a bit careful.
Watch the flanks.
This command tank, of course, being forced to repair. Mortar rounds actually connect there with the T-34. Non-useful artillery actually do some damage on tanks since the top armor was usually quite weak.
Has broken our supply lines.
Certainly in the case of the Tiger, there have actually been stories of a Tiger tank being knocked out by a single mortar round, hitting the more weaker ventilation areas of the Tiger as well. Another regular unit here, more light machine guns. Panzer is in a bit of trouble, forced to retreat.
At full strength. It's done.
But the Befehlspanzer is once more bereit. Pack 40 arriving once more. He's not recruit this one, interestingly enough.
The enemy is taking.
And there we go, Panzer is forced away.
Ready to advance rapidly.
And again, going for the victory points. He keeps going at those victory points, but at the same time also makes him a bit more predictable, which can be a bit dangerous. Also, a mortar to be recruited, but I seem to have forgotten all about it. Otherwise, I could actually get myself some artillery. With the Granatenwerfer.
Territory secure. On your knees.
T-34 moving against Grenadiers. Quick Panzerfaust though. Max holding back forces there. Pack 40s. The effects bereit. He could consider a half-tank to actually sort of reinforce his troops at the front line or a command bunker. But again, constant aggressive play towards his point, keeping under pressure here. Command tank once more coming under fire. Irregular is also moving up, trying to get off an anti-tank grenade, but actually take a hit there from the Panzerabwehrkanone. Ultimately forcing away the regulars, while the Maxim continues to fire away from the battered up church. Another push here from the Panzer gun is up north. 31 kills, doing good job from Wehrmacht, also noting here. Almost equal damage, he's definitely got the kill advantage. And there we go, Panzer is getting veteran fleet, forcing away the conscripts. Conscripts taking quite heavy damage to these rather elite Panzer Grenadier.
The enemy is attempting to steal.
And there we go, rapid conscription up. Not sure why he treated that quickly then afterwards. Still. And also, you know, when you use rapid conscription, don't think about it as you're sacrificing troops. Some people seem to do that. Don't. You're basically just popping it when you realise, well, I'm going to lose men anyways. I might as well pop this and thus, you know, negate some of those losses. I mean, don't use it to throw troops away. Use it, you know, when you're anyways under attack or going to attack. And there's a chance of you losing men, you know. Pop rapid conscription. Oh, wait. Now it makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Then you're basically just ensuring you've got some reserves to throw into the fight afterwards to make the first assault. Basically meaning it's more like, you know, throwing in a second wave. Panzergunners though quickly realise they fall short here versus the T-34. And again, there's a certain amount of desperation here on Dots. Fuel's not doing well, he's overall having trouble holding the ground. And again, while I might be bleeding up, at the same time I'm doing quite a well job, you know, trading those lives for territory. And no role holding back victory points and resources from him. So it's a rather, how should we say, brutal series of calculations being committed by me here. The reactor stopped there, but the MG42 holding up quite nicely there. Conscripts running in from the south there. Pack 40 is blasting. The Befehlspanzer almost bereit. And there go T-34 moving in, opening up on the MG there. Conscripts continue to fire there. Molotov didn't do much. Needs to retreat, needs to retreat. Here though, I was a bit too slow. And there we go. In the end though, again, rapid conscription. Oh, wait. Fresh conscripts.
Ready.
And of course, currently, MG submachine guns only cost 10 munitions, so it's hardly any loss there either. But back to Dane here, and mine went off in his face. Killing only one poor fellow in this case.
Engineers.
Quick rifle grenade here, though, does splendid work against the combat engineers. But again, for conscript squadron again. Rapid conscription and other abilities doing their job.
Ready.
Getting up a half track here to actually force my field guns in the centre. And up north, some Panzers once more encountering that T-34.
Objective secure. Awaiting command. Defend it to the death.
Maximum firing rate there, the MG42 holding up.
Your orders, comrade. Watch out, infantry!
And CoH2's been sending arm-piercing rounds to that T-34 while they're getting blasted by 2 packs. I realise a bit too slow, we have to see the T-34 getting abandoned. And he keeps firing though. Good job there by Dots.
Shoot back, comrade!
Also sending arm-piercing rounds, good against buildings. Well, units in buildings, also good job there. Panzer's coming up, we're coming under his fire here. Panzer 4 command tank opening up. And there you go, nice hit. Conscripts need to retreat. Mine there, by the way, looks to have finally gone off. Still no one taking that mortar. Not even me, that's just bad. But there you go, command tank moving ahead, but straight into the 2 field guns. T-34 moving in from the other side. Panzer 4 command tank barely makes it up behind now. So T-34 moving in, trying to get off a finishing shot here on the Befehlspanzer. Shots bouncing off there, and looks like he makes it out of there. Veterans 1 though for the T-34. And quickly moving in the conscript to repair. Again, this rather allows you to sort of quickly get your tanks into the fight as long as you've got a decent amount of conscripts as well, so you know, keep that in mind. Hardly a bad ability. And there you go, Irregulars inside the half tank, actually trying to push in against the mortar. Pat though firing away. But for some reason right here they actually get a bit greedy. I want that mortar, but ultimately right there only end up blowing up my half tank, so that was a bit of a bad decision, to put it mildly, from me. Points though continue to tick down rapidly.
Yes, comrade.
Pack 40 moving up, he's actually doing a good job there supporting his Panzer and realising he needs to do something to ensure they don't get run off. Now go T-34 commander fire, but I'm rather intent on getting those Panzer Grenadiers. So my conscience wound, because otherwise they don't stand a chance against these veterans of the Panzers there with a rather increasingly high kill count, 40. I mean, they're definitely heroes of the Reich. But slowly getting them actually drained out there. Veterans 2 with the back 40, but ultimately the Panzers will soon have to retreat, and there goes down to 1 man, and there we go. Finally retreating, though having done quite a bit of damage. And doing the rest there to get the Pack 40 off the field.
Construction is complete.
Now they're going to just swiftly run off the field. And we're actually seeing an armoured push going in. He's actually got himself a Sturmgeschütz. The third Panzer leading the way. Rushing for the other victory point. He needs again. He's barely got anything left here.
Enemy forces capturing supplies.
Anti-tank grenade fails to penetrate. Conscripts here close, getting wiped out. Oh no. Another loss here for the Soviet Union. Apparently not. And again, doing my best to keep the fuel cut off from him. Going for the southern point here. But also swiftly realizing he's going to make a major push in the north, which is actually something he probably should have done sooner. Instead of trying to push through the centre. T-34 in. Barely repaired, but I'm actually making a move then against the Grenadiers to try and get them. Getting off a kill there and forcing them away, but at the same time T-34 in a perilous condition. And he's actually slowly moving in his command tank and Sturmgeschütz. With some Pioneer support as well, other T-34 moving in. I'd rather should at this stage be realising I need to move up my field guns, but for some reason I'm actually a bit slow in that department.
Freezing troops dying under your command is an inefficient
Fire pits going up.
state resources. We are losing territory.
Next time we must be faster. You have orders?
Slowly advancing here, slowly advancing. T-34 coming under fire from the Sturmgeschütz and the Pack 40. Two nice hits there. Another hit there. T-34 almost knocked out in just a few volleys. Irregulars holding up the fuel point, or the victory point. And at the same time sneaking a squad here from behind to try and get the victory point that way while he's focused with pushing in here. And there we go again, nice play there with the command tank actually getting behind my T-34. Cheeky little bastard, but again well played, well played.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
Making the most out of that command tank. One can only be impressed. There you go, field gun firing away. T-34 opening up there. Veteran G2. Command tank there reaches Veteran G2 as well, getting the armoured Schürzen. T-34 taking every damn team as conscripts are repairing. Field gun being pushed ahead. Failing to take the point there, quickly pulling back. Rapid conscription by the way up, getting another conscript squad in. Rapid conscription once more proving its worth. Field gun setting up. He's falling back with his armour, including again his rather valuable Befehl's Panzer. But a lot of units here hanging back. He needs to push ahead quickly. And in fact could now make a push for the south as he's actually forced most of my forces up north in response to his major push. Panzer's leading the way and they're just basically sweeping away the irregulars. They stand no chance here. Conscript counterattack, he's there taking the point, he's in fact doing it pretty quickly. But I basically go rah and charge straight into them. Basically right there, stopping it at the bell point there before everything is lost. And basically hanging them out there until they're drained. In fact, I get up another conscript squad through rapid conscription due to that, and there we go. Game over. Game over. In the end though, that rather cost me one more conscript squad. But also one that was replaced. Rather bloody engagement this. Bloody engagement in many regards. I mean, I lost a lot of squads here, but again, partly rapid conscription. Rather allowed me to sort of keep it up, but also the initial gains I made basically throwing him back to space. And to a certain extent allowed me to sort of get away with it, because again, once you have ground, you can sort of allow yourself to sort of give away manpower to hold it, or either give away manpower to, or ground to preserve manpower. In this case, I rather opted for giving a manpower to preserve ground. That way, denying him fuel for quite a long time. That's not to say he played badly, but again, he rather made a few mistakes overall in the beginning, which rather allowed me to sort of quickly gain a lot of ground, pushing back pretty severely. Which again is usually what you want to do as the Soviets, if possible. I mean, he was a nice armor player. I mean, he made good use of his Panzer IVs, but at the same time, you know, the Sturm Panzer IV really was a baffling decision when you look back at it. I mean, he went for this building, but never really managed more than one unit from it. And then, of course, the question is, couldn't he just gone for a command tank initially, and then got himself some more from the support armor corps, that way building up something slightly larger, armored, to push through. Instead, though, he rather played only around with a few units that way, and that ultimately also gave me a slight advantage, slowly but surely. Also, he was a bit slow in sort of actually attacking, and to a certain extent he also played more passively, was building up forces, but at the same time that only gave me a more of a victory point lead as things went on. Also, the regulars played a role. Submachine guns always good. Repair kits again allowed me to keep my tanks quicker in the fight, and rapid conscription actually allowed me to sort of again partly, allow some of all those losses by again, quickly having the squads replaced as the fight went on. So in regards a bloody fight, and again, some nice plays here from my opponent. Also, using the panzer guns in a good way. Again, the little trick there, again engaging conscripts with the submachine guns and range rather than just running up to them. Nicely done there. Very nicely done. In fact, 51 kills, impressive. But again, ultimately a bit redundant when I then came after him with the tank half the other time, because then he'd send them in rather desperately without any armoured support, leaving them open to a quick counterattack with a T-34. So there were some long-term problems there with how Dotsia played, which ultimately, played out in my favour. So, I mean, ultimately, though, not the best Serb play for me, and again, I'm not as great a Serb player as I'm a German player, but still, do alright. But hopefully you enjoyed this match. Hope you got some ideas, some inspiration for how to play. Hopefully you also, learned something. And if you did want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, well, send a new player of your own, provide some feedback in the comments. And also a quick note, I mean, there'll be a patch out again the 18th, so, as that patch comes out after that, feel free to send me a lot of replays, because I won't have anything right after that. This is ImperialDane saying cheers.